Daniel Jones is ruining the integrity of football. What I mean by that is football, you are supposed to compete to win. Right? You're supposed to make your best effort when you send your 11 players on offense and 11 players on defense. What you are saying to the fans, what you are saying to your teammates is we're competing to win. But when you put Daniel Jones on the football field, that is a lie. And the lie detector test doesn't have to be used to determine that. If you put Daniel Jones on the football field, you're ruining the integrity of the game because you're not actually competing to win. Now, you might be competing to save face for your pocketbooks. You might be competing to balance your spreadsheet. You might be competing to balance the reds and the blacks as it pertains to positives and negatives, but you're not competing to win, and football is based upon integrity. Integrity within your own self, and integrity to the locker room, to the men to your left and to your right, and to the staff to your left and to your right. Daniel Jones is ruining the integrity of the New York Giants football team because every time he steps out there, you're not actually competing to win.
That was Emmanuel Ochoa from a few months back. That wasn't even recent. And it literally, I posted it on Twitter because it sums up the New York Football Giants. And it sums it up to a point as a season ticket holder, I just don't know what to do with this team because he's not wrong. He's 100% right. It's a mic drop moment. And like I said, that was from like 2 months ago. And everything that is going on now, everything going on with Tommy DeVito, everything that's now going on within the Giant locker room, it just makes it so hard to be a fan of this team. You now have players coming out saying, "Oh, this was all of what they did to Daniel Jones sucked because it was all about money. This isn't about football. This isn't about winning. They did Daniel Jones dirty. It's all just about the bottom line." Well, dumbasses, yeah, it is. That's what your contract is about. Your contract is all about money. You playing for the Giants or in the NFL is all about money. This game, of course, has always been about money. You are 2-8. How the hell does a voice or any voices come out of the locker room saying that we're doing Daniel Jones wrong? This wasn't a football decision. This was a money decision. You're 2-8. In 10 games, you are 2-8. You have won 8 games since the beginning of 2023. Yes, this is a football decision because at the end of the day, the money that could be owed to Daniel Jones in 2025 could hurt this team in 2025 and hurt the people that are complaining in the locker room because of the fact that they're not going to get the bag that they want to get. So for them to sit there and then not even put your name to it, Dexter Lawrence put his name to it. Dexter Lawrence came out and said Daniel Jones is a number one quarterback. Well, Dexter, I hate to break the news to you. If there was a definition of a number one quarterback, it wouldn't be Daniel Jones because you're 2-8. You have won. We'll say it again for the cheap seats. You've won 8 games so far since the start of 2023. After that 7-2 start, you have won, which is in the middle of 2022. You have won 10 games. Going into a little beyond halfway point in 2024. That is not the definition of a winner. That is not the definition of an NFL quarterback. Daniel Jones got paid, and then Daniel Jones proceeded to be what he is, Daniel Jones. And Emmanuel Ochoa is 100% right. This is about not only the integrity of football, but this is the integrity of the New York Giants. The New York Giants finally did something right. The New York Giants finally did something smart. The New York Giants finally did something like a team like Pittsburgh would do. Like when Pittsburgh decided Mason Rudolph and Kenny Pickett were a horrible choice, even though they made the playoffs. They went out and revamped their entire quarterback room and only spending about $8 million this year on Justin Fields and, of course, Russell Wilson. They were 4-2, and they decided when Russell Wilson was hurt, and they decided to bench Justin Fields for Russell Wilson. Why? Because Russell Wilson gives them the best, or in their mind, the best chance to win and make the playoffs again. I don't think Tommy DeVito is going to step up. I don't think Tommy DeVito is the man. I understand that there is incentives in the Drew Lock contract that some Giant fans think will be prohibiting them from playing Drew Lock. But one of the incentives is making the playoffs. he's only got X amount of games left. He doesn't have enough time to really reach these incentives. Tommy DeVito, they're looking at him potentially as the bridge, or for a quarterback that may start the first 3-4 games next year if they go out and find a rookie quarterback, or if they go out and draft a quarterback, or if they go out and get any type of quarterback. They are trying to audition him to see if he can be the stopgap. They're not trying to audition him to see if he is going to be the guy going forward, because they know he's not. They are auditioning him to see if he's the stopgap guy, so they can go out and find a quarterback and have someone start ahead of that guy for a couple games if they're not ready. But for this locker room to already turn around and I shouldn't blame the whole locker room, but a segment of the locker room to basically, come out and say, well, they did Daniel Jones dirty this week. It was all about the money. It's always about the money. For a 2-8 team, you would think it would be about finishing the season strong. You would think it would be about getting some wins for the fan base. You would think about it would be playing for your own contract next year, because it's about the money, and not worried about a guy that took $108 million from this franchise over 6 years. I love when people are like, well, what color uniform do you see Daniel Jones in next year? I see him in All-State blue.
Hi, this is Daniel Jones from Allstate. I'd like to speak to you about your homeowner's insurance.
That's what I see him being, because he's not good. He's never been good. He has been average. And average at best is what he has been. And for a segment of the fan base to think we have wronged Daniel Jones, we've slighted Daniel Jones, all we do is draft offensive linemen, draft wide receivers, draft tight ends, switch the head coach to a head coach that is the quarterback guru, go out and sign wide receivers. All we've ever heard is we've done this guy dirty. We need to get him weapons. So you went out and got Jalen Hyatt, Wan'Dale Robinson, Kadarius Toney. You also went out and got the likes of Golden Tate, Smooth Sounds of Kenny G, Darren Waller, Paris Campbell. You had Saquon Barkley, Evan Ingram. And none of these guys really excelled under Daniel Jones, but it's not Daniel Jones' fault. It's the other 9 guys' fault. Even though some of these guys have went off and had spectacular seasons under other quarterbacks and under regimes, but it's never Daniel Jones' fault. I've said this a million times. This fan base will never actually come together until Daniel Jones is gone. Because you are still going to have a segment of stupidity that is going to look at it and say, well, he wasn't that bad. What is he, 24, 44-1? Did they change the definition of bad? Have we changed the definition of mediocrity? Have we changed the definition of get this fucking bum out of here because it's about time and we should have got rid of him 4 years ago? Have they changed those definitions? And for the unsilent majority in the locker room coming out and say, well, this is all about money, this is all financial. Yes, it is, because you want to grow the fuck up. Because you're getting paid to play a game, and you're not doing it for free. So yeah, it's a financial money decision. And I love Carl Banks, because Carl Banks is like, and I love it because he uses little asterisks. He's like, well, what are people going to say now that Dexter Lawrence came out and stood up for Daniel Jones, and those people that dislike him, what are they going to say now that Dexter Lawrence said something? We're going to say the same thing. Dexter, try getting some sacks, because maybe if you help close out the fourth quarter, we might win some games, and we might not have to rely on the quarterback. Dexter, you got paid. Now keep playing. Because of the fact that you don't need to worry about who's under center. You don't need to worry about who's throwing the ball to the league neighbors. You need to worry about stopping the other team's run. Because you guys haven't done that all year. That's what I got to say to Dexter Lawrence. That's what I got to say to Carl Banks. That's what I got to say to all the idiots that are going to stand up for Daniel Jones when the Giants finally made a concrete, intelligent football decision in reference to Daniel Jones, and these nannies, they can't handle it. Because of the fact to them, they were wrong about Daniel Jones, and they don't have the ability to comprehend the point that they are wrong because of their little minds. It won't allow them to, because then they'll have to admit their whole world is shattered, and they'll have to go pet a fucking puppy. Great balls of fire. It really, I mean, like I said, I love it because T-Brad sent me a text message the other day and said, well, don't worry, the Giants can't lose. It's a bye week. I said, well, they've already lost. They fell to 5th in the draft. They now have these malcontents in the locker room talking shit. They should be rallying around Tommy DeVito. They should be looking at Jersey Shore Tommy and saying, hey, listen, we are there for you. We are going to help you win, because of the fact that it was the decision to put you in as the starting quarterback. Like I said, I wasn't going to go to the game. And I said to myself, you know what? With everything going on right now, with Tommy DeVito playing, I think I'm going to go to the game because it's going to be fun again. It's going to be. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? It's going to be fun. Win, lose, or draw. We got Jersey Shore Tommy. Jersey Shore Tommy.
Wait for the beat to drop.
It's time to rally around Jersey Shore Tommy. That's what it's time to do. And it's no longer about ruining our draft position. It's about integrity. It's about the integrity of the New York Giants. It's about the integrity of football. Daniel Jones has stolen enough from us the last 6 years, and you little nannies, you need to grow up. Move on. But you can't. Until he is gone, we are never going to hear the end of this. I got a big video coming out in a couple days talking about who could potentially be the quarterback for the New York Giants next year. And as always, this is Tim's New York Giants Straight Talk. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to ring that bell because you want to know why. That'll be awesome.